Good evening and welcome back. It's our first podcast in some time here on Garage Sports. I'm Bill Tipple. This is Rick Reed's baby. He's the kind of the brain trust behind Garage Sports. If you follow it on Facebook, we thank you. If you don't follow it, check out Facebook. Garage Sports has content pretty much daily. One of the articles that came out early yesterday is the focal point of our show. Our show is brought to you by Top of Ohio Radon Services, which is local. They're based out of Bell Fountain. I've used them in my house. They did a great job. What they do is they take care of radon, which is a big
Am I supposed to hear
cancer causer and ultimately a big killer.
I
Radon
can't
is the
hear
second
anything.
leading cause of lung cancer. Paul Newland and his staff do a great job. Give Paul a call to see if you can find any kind of radon at your house. They'll do a test. The number is 937-935-2806. That's 937-935-2806. You can watch our show on YouTube under Garage Sports. You could also check it out on the Garage Sports Facebook page. And our guest tonight to kind of kick off the 25-26 school year, I'll say, here in late July, is a big name. Man I've known a long time. I have a lot of respect for. And he's always smiling, always upbeat, and he loves Chieftain football. So he's got some things that I admire.
I don't hear anything.
Dr. Art Costin. The Costin name goes back generations, all the way back to the 1820s. And the Costin name goes back on the football sidelines of Bell Fountain High all the way to 1942. So more than 80 years. Dr. Art, welcome. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Now, again, there was a great article on Garage Sports about you and your family. I'm going to have you put that in your own words to start our show. How your family got its start in Logan County, and then, kind of the medical tie part of it. Then we'll get into maybe some of your personal life with Diane and the kids, and certainly football. But how did your own background, so to speak?
Interesting enough, just recently we found out that at the corner of County Road 10 and 10 and what? 55.
Okay. By Tree Links, pretty close.
It was close. The land there was given to my great-great-great-grandfather. And he was in the war, and the government gave him land right there in Jefferson Township, Logan County. That's how the Costins got started in Logan County.
Wow. 1820s, does that sound right?
Yeah, 1820, yep.
Okay. Wow. So then your dad, I'm going to have you talk about him a little bit, and how he kind of laid the foundation here. For those that never got to know your dad, what was he all about in medicine, and what about Chieftain football kind of hit his bell?
Dad, when he came back from medical school, I think he started fairly quickly being on the sidelines. He loved football, and of course, his son-in-law, Doug McGilvery, was quite a football player. So that kept him attuned. Of course, Doug went on and played at Indiana University, and he was a big guy. I'm sure you.
I know him. Yeah, he's a big
I'm sure you know Doug. So that kind of got my dad interested, I think, wholly in football and Bell Fountain football. So he was on the sidelines every game, home and away. And, I went away to school. So I missed my very good friend, Gail Clark, play college football. And then, I was gone for almost 10 years getting my medical degree going. So then I came back, and as soon as I came back in 1975, I started on the field with my dad.
What year would your dad have started on the sidelines as the physician? Ish.
40, in the 40s.
40s, okay.
Yeah.
And then you started in the 70s?
75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the focal point of our show here. It will be your 50th season. I know that your son, Dr. Scott Costin, is the team doctor, but you're there as well. And you're
Yeah.
You love it. And
I do.
What do you love about? You're still kind of helping out medically. with athletes. What do you love about that, and what do you love about Chieftain football?
Well, I love to see these kids develop. And I mean, it's just like Tavian. I saw him where he lived. My mother-in-law lived up there. I saw him riding bicycles and playing in the street years ago. And then here he goes. He's growing up, and oh man, he's a real man now. And here comes his brother, Rain, and he's coming on strong too. So I love to see all these other kids grow up, watch them play football, and they developed into great human beings.
What year did you graduate from Bell Fountain High?
66.
Okay, and on the Garage Sports article, we're going to get into some big names in the show tonight. We'll talk about Gail Clark and Jesse Williams. If you live around Bell Fountain, you've probably heard of them. But during your high school years, so it'd be the falls of 62, 63, 64, 65.
Yeah.
You had how many head coaches? Was it 3?
Yeah.
Okay. The last one, your senior year, was famous, Gary Moeller.
Yes.
Who were the first 2? We'll talk about Gary in a second.
Yeah.
Who were your first 2 high school coaches?
I can't remember the one, but the Finnick was the coach that really developed our team. So we were in high school there at the old school.
Yep.
And
at the Biz, they call it the Biz now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Finnick would come and when we were in study hall, he'd come and grab us and take us down to the gym and have us lifting weights. We pulled out a lot of times 3 different study halls just to lift weights. And there was a rope. I remember the rope in the gym there. The rope came down. We had to climb that damn rope over and over and over. So, we were in pretty doggone good shape physically.
So he kind of made your team tougher physically. What was Gary Moeller's imprint?
Gary was much more mental. He was very aggressive at lecturing you in the locker room, before the games, during the game, after the games, between the games, and he when you walked out of that locker room, you were about 3 feet off the ground. I want to tell you one story about Finnick.
Okay.
It's okay.
Your first coach, by the way, is Jim Kroll.
Yes. Okay.
Then Ron Finnick, then Gary Moeller. But first about Finnick, you were going to say.
Right.
What was your story with him?
Finnick, we practiced on the field where the pool is today, the Hoffman Pool.
Okay.
That was our practice field. We had to go up the hill, and anyway, so we're practicing, and Joe Wood was a pretty big guy. He was a lineman, and they were hitting aggressively, but Finnick didn't think he was hitting hard enough. He said, "You're not working." So he pulled the guy out that was across from Wood, lined up against him, no helmet, no pads. He forearmed Joe Wood in the face with this cage on his face, broke his nose, the blood was coming out.
Oh my.
Oh, it was nasty.
I needed to call your dad right there on the practice field to fix him up.
It was something. It was something to remember.
Okay. Well, Gary Moeller, who went on to be the head coach at Michigan. Before that, though, before he came to Bell Fountain, he was a star at Lima Senior. Then he went on to play for Woody Hayes at Ohio State, where he was all Big Ten as a linebacker. I think he was an honorable mention All-American. But what are some of your Gary Moeller stories?
Gary was again very aggressive at mental things. He would if you weren't playing, he would pull you out of the game, sit you on the bench.
Oh.
Just that quick. I mean, he didn't mess around. If you're not playing a good game, pull you out, sit you on the bench, put somebody else, didn't matter who it was, put somebody else in the game, maybe just for a couple plays, and he would be talking to you, pumping you back up, get back in the game and work, he was very mental. Again, when we walked out of that locker room, you were 3 feet off the ground. Yeah.
Did you? You've seen so many head football coaches here, being a team physician since '75, but growing up as a player in the '60s. Then I know you left for a while to go to Wilmington, then off to medical school. But are there any other coaches that compare to Gary Moeller that you've seen here? Any other Bell Fountain head coaches that would compare to him, or he was different? He had his own style.
Yeah, well, I would go with Peitzmeyer,
Okay.
Greg Peitzmeyer.
All right.
I think he was really a good football coach. I knew him well. Greg and I were friends. We really were. He was actually a patient of mine too.
Oh, okay.
Asher. I think Asher was a really good coach. I really liked, and you know what? I like Jason Brown. So
how is it different now, the way, talk about the team physician part, but then we'll talk about football too, because you were a good player. Your son was a really, really accomplished player here. I also want to talk to you about his time in the 80s as a Chieftain player, which were some of the golden years for sure. Those teams were really, really, really successful. But the team physician, has it changed much from the 70s to now on what you look for and what you do at a football game?
not a whole lot, not really. I mean, we still do the same things. Knee injuries are the big thing. You check the knees. Did he really injure it? Did it just strain? Is it a sprain? Or did he really tear the cartilage or the ligament? It's the same kind of stuff that it was back then. Concussions are certainly different. Concussions way back when, we didn't really worry about too much. Send them back in the game. That's no big deal, But today, they're out,
Okay.
And it's a lot different. The treatment's a lot different.
So if it's a good day for the Chiefs, the physician's not very busy. Like there's not much action for you.
Most of the time, no. We don't no. Enjoy the game, enjoy the game. If you kind of watch me, I am up and down with the game. I don't stay in the box. I'm up and down with the game all the way up and down. One year, I had an official that said that I wasn't allowed to do that I had to stay in the box. The next week, I got a letter from the Ohio State Coaching Association that I was allowed to be on the field any place. So,
Oh, good for you. That's a great story. What are some of the Costin stories? This ought to be good, between your dad, who I know is not here, and then the younger generation, which would be Scott, and then you. What were some of those talks like over the years with your dad, or even right now with you and Scott? What do you guys talk about when it comes to the medical part and then the football part?
I think, when I used to go to away games with my dad, we would, like in Springfield, we would stop and have a dinner, enjoy some talk, either about home or the game to be or the game that was last week. Or we would converse quite a bit. Same with Scott. We don't stop as much as we used to, but go to the games, talk about different players, different games. And sometimes then we'll talk about medicine and some of our patients.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You've been retired as a doc for about a year and a half. And you were a doctor a long time. It'd be 48 years?
48 years, yeah.
Okay. Do you miss it? Do you miss it right now?
I dearly miss it, yes. I miss my patients. I see them here, there, or yonder, and miss it a whole lot. And I guess a lot of patients miss me too. So it's.
Was it just time then, or what made you step aside?
I'm sorry.
What made you step aside then? Because you're. I think you're in good health.
I had I'm getting old. Okay.
Well, I don't know about that, but okay.
I'm pretty old, but when I turned 65, I sold the golf course, got rid of the golf course, and then I talked to Scott about what we're going to do, what the plan was down the road. We looked for physicians to replace me for about 4 years. So, I would talk to a possible doc. We probably had 2 or 3 we talked to, didn't like them, not good enough. So then along comes Schmidt, who is there now, and he is really a good guy. He is a very good replacement for me. So I agreed with Scott when we found somebody and could get him in the office, I would exit, and that's what we did.
Okay. So Dr. Schmidt, and how long's Dr. Schmidt been with Dr. Scott now? 2 years?
2 years, about 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as you listen to our podcast, Costin family practiced for a long time, was right across from the police department on North Detroit Street, but here, it's been several months ago, they moved over to the east side of town at East Sandusky and Newford, so that's where their new location is. Does Scott ever ask anything like, hey, Dad, what about this injury? I know you're down there with him. Does he ever pick your brain at all?
Oh, yeah, that's happened in the past. I mean, yeah, but not as much lately. He's broken in, if you will. He takes care of the stuff.
All right. During Scott's playing days, which would have been the 80s, I think he graduated high school like 87?
Yeah, we're right along there. Yeah.
Okay. The teams, that was Chuck Asher. We're going to talk about him. I was going to ask about him in a second. But how about Scott's teams? They were really, I didn't get to see them. I know some of those guys. I know Henry Stolley. I know Dale McDonald. I know Richard McDaniel was an outstanding player. What made those teams click? Because before that, like in the early 80s and the 70s, teams were just kind of okay. What happened in the 80s where it really took off?
I think that group of kids were very talented athletes. I think that made a huge difference. They just had talent. You mentioned several of them, and those kids were talented, and they showed it on the field. They won a lot of games. They really did.
What position was Scott?
He was guard and middle guard and offensive guard, both.
Okay.
Both sides.
How about you when you grew up?
Same way. I was
Really?
I was a guard and middle guard. Occasionally played linebacker. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Was Scott's playing abilities similar to yours? His style, his skills?
He was bigger than I was. So, during the Urbana games, when he was playing, we would go to Urbana and they would win. We came next year. They came here and we would win. And the guys, the Urbana kid who went to Ohio State,
Rogan.
They played against Rogan, and it was every other year for like 4 years. So I know the game to me was very exciting because we had probably, I think there were 3 or 4 goal line stands, and we stopped them. We stopped Urbana. We stopped Rogan, and that's why we won the game.
Wow. Okay. Was that your favorite time in Chieftain football in all these years?
I think so. Yeah,
right.
I think so.
All right. Scott, and then Scott, I think, did Scott play collegiately?
I'm sorry.
Did Scott play in college?
Yes, he played at Ohio Wesleyan.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you know early on that he wanted to be a doctor? Was that something that was talked about kind of with your time around football?
I think quite a while. Yeah, I think he was encouraged to go that direction for quite a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we got some, you can't see this is behind you, Doc, but we got big names here. Howard Lambert's here tonight. Biff Roberts is here. I have now seen some of the other big names you talked about, but I'm almost always in the press box doing these games on either the radio or now it's video or stream. But because of some contractual things with the playoffs, which is now, it's changed so much, but it's I couldn't be in the booth 2 years ago when Bellefontaine really had a great team. That 23 team was one of the top 5 or 6 teams in Ohio, I thought.
Yeah.
And I was standing by you. I was standing kind of between you and Howard Lambert and Gail Clark, and it is. I don't know if anybody's ever told you this before. It is interesting to see the older guys, the past players, of how much it still means to the people.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a. What's it like down there for somebody that hasn't seen this? I want to have you put it in your own words. To me, it's very. My word would be passionate. I don't know how you would describe
Well,
it.
I think that's a good term too, but it's just like we need to be in there. We need to be in there. I could have done that, and they should have done this, and there's a lot of what ifs, and they should do this and they should do that. It's a lot of coaching going on, but it's off the field. We're on
Just
the
talk
sideline.
amongst each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's very interesting.
Got to talk about the rest of your family. Your daughter, who's been ultra successful. Your wife Diane is across the room here at the Craft Emporium. We'll talk about Diane first. How did you meet Diana?
I had a girlfriend at Miami University, and I went to
Wilmington.
yeah.
There we go.
And so I had a roommate that was from her hometown, and we kind of went back and forth, and I met her, and away we went.
Oh, okay. So that would have been like late 60s?
Yeah, late 60s.
Okay.
68, 69.
All right. Then you got done with Wilmington. I'm going to guess that was 4 years for undergrad.
Yes, yeah.
Then where'd you go next?
Kirksville, Missouri, to the osteopathic school there.
Okay. So you're a DO?
Yes, I'm a DO. My dad went there.
All right. I wonder because I've never talked to anybody else that went to the same school. So how long was that schooling?
4 years.
4 years. Okay.
4 more years. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then did you always know you were going to come back home?
Pretty much. During the Vietnam War, I pulled my number was low. So I had to go over to the draft board lady. I think her name is McCullough, I believe. And scared to death. And I had just been accepted to medical school. and she said, your number's up. You're going to go. But she said, where are you planning on practicing when you get your medical degree? And I said, well, I'm going to come back here. And she said, right answer. You're deferred.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did not go. I went to medical school for 4 years, and by that time, after that, the war was over.
Okay.
Lucky me.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
Lucky me.
Memory, this might be a long answer. It might be a hard question because there might be so many things in your mind on this. Memories as a team doc, memories as a player. You talked about the player a little bit with Moeller and Fennick, but the floor is yours. Any memories when you look back?
Oh yeah. There's probably a lot. As I played, I got one play. I got stepped on. This finger got stepped on, and it dislocated it. So it was here and up here and over here. So I ran off the sidelines, and Dad, I think my finger is dislocated, and of course it is. And he went yank, tape, zip, back in the game.
Wow.
It was that fast. I don't think I missed one play.
Wow. Okay.
So that was. A lot of people talk about anything goes here.
Yeah, anything goes. Anything goes.
A lot of people talk about Coach Dodds, H.A. Dodds. When I was in high school, I think probably about maybe a sophomore, I worked for the Knowlton Construction Company.
Oh yeah.
Out behind the factory, and H.A. Dodds was our straw boss. We cleaned boards, we picked up bricks, all kinds of stuff. But he was our straw boss, and He was a great guy. He was really fun.
Okay.
Really fun.
All right. How about as a team doc? Anything? I know Scott was maybe your favorite era, your son, but any other memories as a team doc?
As far as, well, different things. I know in a long time ago, and I can't remember what year it was, but quite a few years ago, over 20 years. I think maybe not that long, but anyway, down in Tip City, there was an official that was off the side of the field, tripped and hit the track with his head, knocked him out. He was out cold. So that was one of the officials that we got to take care of for a short while.
Oh, okay.
I remember, you probably remember the rain at Kenton Ridge one year.
Yes.
Several years ago. When I went, of course, they called the game, and I went back to the car. I stepped in a mud puddle and I clear up to above my ankles. Got soaked, of course. And then there was a snowstorm at Northwestern. Remember that one?
I don't know. I go back to the early '90s. I'm trying to remember. I think that was during when I was.
It was cold. It was not that long ago.
Yeah.
Not that long ago. Of course, my favorite thing was when Scott was playing in college ball. That was fun. And watching him play was very, very interesting. We traveled a lot of different places to see him play. So, also, it's pretty interesting. This is family now. My daughter, we got to go through NASA.
Yeah.
And we got to see some very interesting things there.
Houston.
In Houston,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She was there for 20 years. Now she's changed. She jumped ship, and she works for Blue Origin, and she's only been there for about 6 months, I guess. Doing very well down there, and she's in Florida now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So Alexa has. I guess we'll talk about the guys, but she's had Dr. Scott maybe is known. He lives here. People see him and that, but Alexa's done some big things. Both your kids have.
Yeah. We are very lucky.
Is it mom? Is it dad? Is it both?
I think it's probably both.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And she would be. Would we call her a space engineer? I don't know what her title would be.
Yeah, she's an aerospace engineer.
Aerospace engineer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow, very good.
Yeah.
And Alexa and Scott both graduated from Bellefontaine High.
Yep.
Recent years, maybe the last, 10, 12 years, any recent memories you have on the sidelines?
Oh gosh, a lot of good times. I think more more good times than bad. Of course, this last few years with Tavian, I mean, it's just exploded. It's just amazing what Bellefontaine has done. I'm really thrilled with it. You can't say enough about that league, game, the second game with London.
Yeah.
I get so disappointed going to London all the time and get beat. And man, we went back there and finally we got him.
Yeah, he played great. The whole team played great. This is kind of my area of work, I guess, but the thing with Tavian St. Clair, which was so different from like Gail and Jesse's time, even though they were three great players there. But the media attention that Tavian and the Chiefs received the last few years, the Cleveland Plain Dealer, it's cleveland.com on our sidelines, 11warriors.com, all these TV stations. Did you ever see anything like this before? This is the only time you've seen all the attention on a player like this.
I don't recall. Okay. I really don't recall,
Okay.
It's, we've had some good times going to some playoffs here, there, and yonder, and this past few years has been the best, and it looks like it's going to happen all over again.
I saw the 7-on-7 last Friday, and Rain St. Clair, he blew me away. I've not seen him play much. He was phenomenal. I want to ask you about Gail and Jesse. When you were a senior, they were freshmen.
Yeah.
Could you tell right away, like, wow, these guys?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say it too loud. He's not here, is he?
They're not here.
I don't want to say it too loud, but I had fun beating up on Gail.
Really? Okay. All right.
No, just kidding.
All right.
You know, he wasn't a very big guy when I was a senior. He was small compared to.
Then it.
So I was playing across from him.
Okay.
But you know, we're very good friends now. So, yeah.
Well, back then there was no internet. I don't think there's probably very much TV coverage of high school football in the mid '60s. But when did you start hearing the Gail and Jesse stories? Were you at like Wilmington at that point, I guess?
Yeah, exactly. Some, but you know, I was pretty busy with school and kind of difficult. And I was gone. You know, I was gone for almost 10 years. So I was at Wilmington, and then we went to Missouri, and I was there for 4 years, and then I went to Michigan to my internship up there, and so it, you know, I missed a lot of Gail's great years. I hate that, but it happened. So,
are you much of a football fan in general? I know you love the Chiefs. I know you love the medical work, but do you watch, you know, any other college teams? Do you watch pro football? Do you have any interest there?
I'm not real big on pro football. I do like the college football. We went to Wittenberg for several years to watch the games down there with our coach being the quarterback down there, and he was really good, you know.
Talk about Jake Kennedy,
yeah.
Set several records.
He was really good. I mean, he set a lot of records. He's a good coach too.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Okay. How about this one? I don't know if you ever looked into this, but you're the guy to ask. How do you become the team physician of, like, you know, Ohio Wesleyan, or we'll go bigger, Ohio State, or the Cleveland Browns? How does that work where they pick a team doc at a bigger level?
I don't know. I think it's just a matter of being a fairly good physician, or whether they need an orthopedic physician. But a few years back, I did know the physician at Ohio State. He's a nice guy. I sat and talked to him several times. I had a classmate who was the team physician for the Kansas City Chiefs for a bunch of years. I don't think he is anymore. I think he's retired. But yeah, they just are at the right place at the right time, I think, you know, and they're good docs. And you know the doc for our President Trump is a DO.
Oh, he's a DO,
Yeah.
Doctor of Osteopathy. Yeah. Well, to wrap it up with like this, and that's just saying thank you to your family, because you might love it, but to always be there. You know, one of my favorite cliches is the best ability is availability. And you and Scott and your dad have always been, like, when do you guys ever miss a game? When's the last time you missed a Chieftain football game, or you just don't miss?
Not very often, no. No, not very often, yeah. But I must say, I have to give some gratitude to my wife. She says, I've never sat through a football game with my husband.
True.
I'm always on the field. She's in the stands.
True.
Yeah. So, got to give her some gratitude too.
Okay. You looking forward to this season, by the way, already?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be great. Yeah.
All right, Doc, thanks for all you've done.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Our podcast here on Garage Sports. You can always follow it on Garage Sports on Facebook or under Garage Sports on YouTube. Our sponsor tonight, again, is Top of Ohio Radon, which is local in Bellefontaine, Paul Newland and Company. They can really save your life. Radon is a big cancer causer. It can be a killer. It's a silent killer in your home. Get tested today. Paul's number at Top of Ohio Radon is 937-935-2806. For Dr. Art Costin, also Hoyt Buckingham behind the scenes making it happen, and all the crew here at the Craft Emporium in downtown Bellefontaine, I'm Bill Tipple saying have a good night.